In early 2024, Amy Duggar, one of the well-known figures from the reality TV series *19 Kids and Counting*, found herself at the center of a growing controversy after sharing a video that depicted her husband, Josh Duggar, in a vulnerable state. The clip, which quickly circulated online, showed Josh appearing physically weakened due to an ongoing health struggle, yet engaging in behaviors that many found concerning, smoking and drinking alcohol. Given Josh's history of personal and legal troubles, including past substance abuse issues, the video reignited public scrutiny over his well-being and the choices he and Amy were making as a couple. For many fans of the Duggar family, who had previously followed their lives through multiple reality TV ventures, the sight of Josh in such a condition was alarming. Some viewed the video as a sign that his health was deteriorating further, while others questioned whether Amy was appropriately supporting him through his struggles. The backlash intensified as critics accused the couple of displaying reckless behavior, especially given their role as public figures who had long been associated with conservative Christian values, emphasizing self-discipline and moral responsibility. As the video continued to spread, reactions ranged from concern to outright condemnation. Many took to social media to express their disappointment, with some suggesting that Amy should have been more cautious about sharing such a moment publicly. Others debated whether the criticism was justified, arguing that the couple deserved privacy amid what appeared to be a difficult time. As the controversy grew, it became clear that the video had struck a nerve, prompting heated discussions about personal accountability, public image, and the boundaries of privacy for celebrities. The video in question showed Josh Duggar seated in what appeared to be a casual setting, though his physical condition immediately drew attention. He looked visibly weakened, with a gaunt expression and sluggish movements that suggested he was dealing with a serious health issue. Despite his fragile state, he was seen holding a cigarette and drinking alcohol, acts that many viewers found deeply troubling given his medical struggles. The casual nature of the footage, which seemed to be filmed by Amy herself, added to the unease, as it suggested a level of normalcy around these behaviors, even as Josh appeared to be in declining health. The video was initially shared on Amy's social media platforms, where she occasionally posts updates about her family's life, but it quickly spread beyond her followers, gaining traction on news outlets and social media forums. Public reaction was swift and overwhelmingly negative. Many expressed concern over Josh's well-being, with some speculating that his health might be deteriorating rapidly. Others were more critical of the decision to film and share the moment, questioning whether it was appropriate given his condition. Some fans of the Duggar family, who had followed the couple through their various public endeavors, voiced disappointment, feeling that the video painted an unsettling picture of Josh's current lifestyle. Additionally, critics pointed to Josh's past legal and personal struggles, including his previous convictions related to child pornography, arguing that the video reinforced negative perceptions about his character and choices. Beyond concerns about Josh's health, the video also sparked accusations of hypocrisy. The Duggars had long been associated with conservative Christian values, often promoting messages of self-discipline, moral responsibility, and abstinence from harmful substances. Seeing Josh engage in behaviors that contradicted these principles led some to accuse the couple of failing to uphold the very standards they had once preached. Others, however, defended the family, arguing that the video simply depicted a private moment and that the couple deserved privacy during a difficult time. As the debate continued, the controversy only grew, with the video becoming a focal point for discussions about personal struggles, public image, and the complexities of navigating life under constant scrutiny. As the video continued to circulate, social media platforms became a battleground for opposing viewpoints, with fans and critics expressing their outrage or support for Amy and Josh Duggar. On one side, many viewers condemned the couple for what they perceived as reckless behavior. Twitter and Facebook were flooded with comments criticizing Josh for engaging in habits that could further harm his health, particularly given his already weakened condition. Some users expressed frustration over what they saw as a lack of responsibility, with one Twitter user writing, "If he's really struggling with health issues, why is he smoking and drinking? This isn't just careless, it's dangerous." Others took aim at Amy, accusing her of enabling Josh's actions by filming and sharing the video rather than intervening to support his well-being. Amy should be helping him get better, not making this into another social media moment, another commenter wrote, reflecting a common sentiment among those who felt the video was in poor taste. Beyond concerns about health, many critics focused on what they viewed as hypocrisy. The Duggar family had long been associated with conservative Christian values, advocating for self-discipline and moral responsibility. For some, seeing Josh engage in behaviors that contradicted those principles reinforced negative perceptions of the family. "They've always preached about living a righteous life, but now we see this." One commenter wrote on Reddit, "It just shows how fake they are." Others referenced Josh's past legal troubles, arguing that the video provided further evidence of his inability to make responsible decisions. "This isn't just about health, it's about accountability," another user commented. "Josh has made mistakes before, and now we're seeing more of the same." However, not all reactions were negative. Some supporters of the Duggar family defended the couple, arguing that the video was a private moment that should not have been scrutinized so harshly. Many emphasized the importance of compassion, pointing out that Josh was clearly going through a difficult time, and that the couple deserved privacy rather than public condemnation. "People act like Amy put this out there for clout, but she's just trying to be there for her husband," one fan wrote on Facebook. Others pushed back against accusations of hypocrisy, stating that everyone makes mistakes and that the couple should be allowed to navigate their personal struggles without judgment. "We don't know what they're going through," one commenter noted. "Instead of tearing them down, maybe people should be praying for them." As the debate raged on, the controversies surrounding the video highlighted the intense scrutiny that public figures, especially those associated with strong moral messages, face when their personal lives come under fire. Whether viewed as a sign of irresponsibility or a moment of raw vulnerability, the video continued to fuel heated discussions about accountability, privacy, and the challenges of living in the public eye. The backlash against Amy and Josh Duggar cannot be fully understood without considering the family's long-standing association with conservative Christian values. As one of the most recognizable evangelical families in the public eye, the Duggars built their reputation on a foundation of strict moral principles, emphasizing purity, discipline, and family-centered living. Through their reality TV show *19 Kids and Counting*, they became symbols of a deeply religious lifestyle, promoting abstinence until marriage, homeschooling, and a commitment to traditional gender roles. Their influence extended beyond entertainment, with many followers regarding them as role models for Christian living. However, this elevated status also meant that any deviation from their preached values would be met with heightened scrutiny. Josh Duggar's past legal troubles, particularly his 2006 molestation of underage girls and his 2015 conviction for possessing child pornography, had already damaged the family's pristine image. While the Duggars maintained a public stance of repentance and rehabilitation, many critics remained skeptical of Josh's redemption, and any new controversy reignited long-standing concerns. The recent video of him smoking and drinking while appearing unwell only deepened these doubts, leading some to question whether he was truly committed to turning his life around. For those who had never forgiven his past transgressions, the footage served as further evidence that he was unworthy of public sympathy. Others, however, argued that the intense criticism was unfair, noting that everyone struggles and that the Duggars, like any family, deserved privacy during difficult times. Amy's role in the controversy also brought her under fire. As a devoted wife and mother who had previously stood by Josh through his legal battles, she was expected to uphold the family's moral standards. Critics argued that by filming and sharing the video, she had failed in that duty, either by enabling Josh's behavior or by exposing personal struggles in a way that invited public judgment. Supporters, on the other hand, contended that Amy was merely documenting her husband's journey and that condemning her for doing so was an overreach. The debate over the video ultimately reflected a broader cultural tension between accountability and compassion, raising questions about how much the public should expect from individuals who live under constant scrutiny. The controversy surrounding Amy and Josh Duggar's video highlights an ongoing struggle that public figures face: the delicate balance between maintaining a public persona and preserving personal privacy. In an era where social media grants fans unprecedented access to celebrities' lives, the boundaries between what is considered appropriate to share and what should remain private have become increasingly blurred. For individuals like the Duggars, who have built their public image around specific values and lifestyles, every action is scrutinized not just as a personal choice, but as a reflection of their brand. This dynamic raises important questions about the expectations placed on public figures. Should they be held to a higher standard simply because they have chosen to live their lives in the spotlight? And when does public concern cross the line into unwarranted intrusion? The backlash against the Duggars also underscores the complex relationship between accountability and compassion. While many critics argue that public figures should be held responsible for actions that contradict their professed values, others contend that judgment should be tempered with understanding, especially when personal struggles are involved. The intense scrutiny of Josh's health and behavior illustrates how quickly public opinion can turn from concern to condemnation, often without a full understanding of the circumstances. This raises broader questions about the role of public perception in shaping narratives about individuals' personal lives. Should every moment of hardship be subjected to public analysis, or is there a responsibility to recognize the humanity of those who find themselves under constant evaluation? Ultimately, the debate surrounding the Duggar controversy reflects a larger cultural conversation about the pressures of public life and the ethical limits of public discourse. As society continues to grapple with these issues, it remains to be seen how public figures will navigate the evolving expectations of their audiences while still maintaining their right to privacy and personal autonomy. The Duggar family, famously known for their reality TV show *19 Kids and Counting*, has long been a symbol of conservative Christian values, particularly their unwavering commitment to abstinence until marriage. Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar raised their 19 children under a strict framework of purity culture, emphasizing physical chastity, parental oversight in relationships, and the belief that romantic connections should be rooted in spiritual compatibility rather than emotional or physical attraction. This philosophy, often critiqued for its rigidity, became a cornerstone of the family's public persona, influencing millions of viewers and shaping the narrative of their household for over a decade. However, in 2021, Jason Duggar, the eldest son of the brood, and his wife, Maddie Grace, disrupted this carefully curated image by publicly admitting to violating one of the family's most sacred courtship rules, a revelation that sparked widespread discussion about the pressures of upholding such ideals in the modern era. Jason Duggar, now 30, and Maddie Grace, 27, first connected in 2019 when she joined the Duggar family's Arkansas-based ministry team. Their relationship developed swiftly, with the couple becoming engaged in November 2020 and marrying in May 2021. Early on, their courtship appeared to align with Duggar traditions: chaperone dates, minimal physical contact, and a focus on shared faith. In interviews, the pair framed their union as a divinely orchestrated partnership, with Jason describing Maddie as his best friend and spiritual equal. However, beneath this polished exterior, the couple harbored a secret that would soon challenge the very principles they were expected to uphold. The confession, shared nearly 4 months after their nuptials, detailed their journey of repentance and restoration following the transgression. "We want to be transparent about a struggle we faced leading up to our marriage," they wrote. "There were moments where we allowed temptation to lead us away from the standards we hold dear. Through prayer and accountability, we've sought forgiveness and committed to rebuilding trust with God and each other." This admission was seismic within the Duggar universe. The family had endured intense scrutiny in the past, notably surrounding eldest son Josh Duggar's child molestation allegations in 2006 and subsequent infidelity scandal in 2015. Yet Jason and Maddie's breach stood apart because it directly contradicted the very ethos the Duggars had spent decades promoting. For many, the revelation underscored the human frailty behind the family's seemingly impenetrable moral code. In their statement, Jason and Maddie hinted at the pressures of navigating young love within such a high-profile, hyper-regulated environment. While they did not specify the nature of their physical relationship, they described feeling overwhelmed by the weight of expectations and struggling to reconcile their emotions with the family's stringent guidelines. "We wanted to honor God and our families, but we also felt isolated in our struggles," they wrote. "It's easy to feel like you have to be perfect, but perfection isn't the goal, growth is." Experts in religious psychology suggest that the Duggars' purity culture, while intended to foster discipline, can inadvertently create environments ripe for rebellion or secretive behavior. Dr. Linda K. Klein, author of *Pure: Inside the Evangelical Movement That Shamed a Generation of Young Women and How I Broke Free*, notes that when rules are framed as non-negotiable, the consequences of breaking them often lead to shame rather than open dialogue. This can drive individuals to hide their struggles instead of seeking support. Jason and Maddie's decision to come forward may have been influenced by a desire to model vulnerability in a community that often prioritizes appearances. In a follow-up interview with *ET Online*, Jason acknowledged the complexity of their situation. "We're not here to make excuses, but we want people to know that grace exists even when you fall short. Our hope is that our story encourages others to seek healing, not hide in fear." The Duggar clan's response to the news was notably muted. Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, who have historically addressed family controversies through carefully worded statements, declined repeated requests for comment. However, several siblings, including Jill Duggar-Dillard and Jessa Seawald, publicly rallied around the couple, emphasizing themes of forgiveness and redemption. "We've all made mistakes," Jessa wrote on Instagram. "The beauty of faith is that we're given second chances." So proud of them for owning their story. Public reaction was more polarized. Conservative Christian audiences largely praised the couple's honesty, with many applauding their commitment to accountability. "It takes courage to admit fault in a world that loves to cancel," tweeted one supporter. Conversely, critics viewed the revelation as evidence of the impracticality of purity culture. "It's a relief they're being honest, but why did they wait until after the wedding to confess?" questioned one Reddit user. "This feels like damage control." The media frenzy surrounding the announcement reignited debates about the effectiveness of abstinence-only education. Since their confession, Jason and Maddie have focused on rebuilding trust through their ministry work and parenting their 2 young children, born in 2022 and 2023. While they continue to identify as devout Christians, their approach to faith and family has subtly shifted. In a 2023 podcast interview, Maddie hinted at a more grace-centered philosophy. "We want our kids to know they can come to us with anything, no matter how hard it is. Perfection isn't required here, love is." The couple has also distanced themselves from the intense public spotlight that once defined the Duggar brand. Unlike their siblings, who frequently appear on TLC's Counting On or the family's social media channels, Jason and Maddie maintain a lower profile, prioritizing privacy while occasionally sharing glimpses of their life on Instagram. This retreat from the limelight has led some observers to speculate that they're seeking a more balanced existence, free from the weight of generational expectations. Interestingly, their story has resonated with former purity culture advocates who've since embraced more progressive views. Jason and Maddie's journey mirrors mine, wrote writer Sarah Bessey in a 2022 blog post. Sometimes it takes breaking the rules to realize they weren't God-given in the first place. Jason Duggar and Maddie Grace's admission of breaking the core courtship rule marks a pivotal moment in the Duggar family's legacy. While their actions challenged the family's public image, they also opened a dialogue about the complexities of faith, accountability, and human imperfection. In an era where purity culture is increasingly scrutinized, their story serves as both a cautionary tale and a testament to the power of redemption. As the Duggar dynasty continues to evolve, the next generation's choices may ultimately redefine what it means to honor tradition while embracing growth, a balance that remains elusive yet profoundly human.